is really reflecting on these last 10.
How are you? You look good as usual. Hey, baby fish. How are you? You look good as usual.
You sound like a pimp.
I cannot focus with you for some reason. I'm doing video all the time, but
Are we live?
I feel nervous.
Are we live?
Yes, we
okay,
are.
because you need to stop talking like that.
It's like I have to focus. Like when I look here, it's just like.
Lord. Hey everybody, how you doing?
Yeah. So hello. So my name is Darcy Ogandaga.
I'm Danita Ogandaga. Danita Ogandaga.
Okay. So the reason why I'm kind of nervous, it almost took me 2 years. You know, what people don't know, like Danita, sometimes she's more busy than me. It took me like 2 years to get with our schedule, wait for Labor Day to do a video. You know, so, but it's very important because we are going to talk about some leadership. Leadership is one of our favorite topics because of the way we move, what we've been doing globally. And then that we just bring you into an understanding to how important organization and system are for leadership. So take it from there. What's going
You
on?
wanted to do this, right? So you need to talk.
Of course, but I just try to lead you.
No, I don't need you to lead me into anything. This is your platform.
Okay, so what do you think when it comes to, you know, like my courage coming? You know, I was kind of shy.
Oh my God, y'all
So
pray for him. Pray for him, please.
My courage.
He is acting up for real in front of y'all. Giving y'all a really good show.
Seriously,
He is giving y'all a really good show. A round of applause. Oh my God.
So no, seriously. Now I came back to myself. You know, it's illegal to have a beauty.
I tell you what, I have something that I would want to share.
Okay, right.
I don't know what type of program that Darcy's going with right now, but I did want to just drop something that was in my heart over the last couple of weeks as we're winding down 2025. And what has been the most prevalent in my mind is really reflecting on these last 10 years or so that we have done the activation tour, and you know, with the change of our family dynamic and the children needing more and me staying at home and him going on the road or doing virtual. And then, you know, as early as last year when he went back to France to do another tour and I stayed home and I'm working
a few months ago, actually.
A few months ago, rather, as a energy consultant, and you know, balancing the children and balancing work and then the ministry, it persists because that is our long obedient assignment.
Yeah.
The activation tour, and I wanted to just talk to you all about just pioneering leadership. I feel like there may be some people that are out there right now that have or are interested in starting something, and there is no blueprint for you. There's nothing to look at. There's no roadmap, if you will. And I remember when Darcy and I received the confirmation to start the activation tour, we were in a restaurant and writing some things on a napkin, and we didn't have a budget at the time for this. We had our children. I was pregnant with I was pregnant. We lost that baby, but ended up being pregnant again with the tours to come. But yet and still, I remember the time leading up to the obedience. And when we got the assignment, there was nothing there. And I remember when the bags were packed and it was just like go time. And we were just like, oh my God, like, how are you going to do this? Like, where are you going to go? How much is it, you know, you're going to have? And we just did not really talk to a lot of people about it because in our minds, we were trying to figure out what it is this activation tour meant. And it ended up being something that would change the course of the French-speaking nation, French-speaking world. And I'll let Darcy go into the specifics of it. But what came to my heart was really when you are going first in anything, whether it is in a marriage, whether it is in business, whether it is in ministry, whatever it is, when you are going first, you need to realize that there will not be a round of applause waiting for you. In most cases, there will not be a welcoming committee for you at the airport. In many cases, there will not be a roadmap.
Yeah, driver.
There will be a trusted vision that you see glimpses of, that you commit yourself to. And it is really the longest obedience in one direction that I've ever had. I mean, we've been married it'll be 20 years this year. And that in itself is a covenant and a commitment. Outside of that, I would say that this activation tour, we have invested time, sweat, tears.
Yeah.
When all of our friends were going on vacations, we were writing courses. We were at home writing books without TV, driving one car for years, living in a very small space for years. And to see what God has done over the years, it's just been magnificent, because all of those times you couldn't see the hand of God, but he never took his hands off of us. And we're reaping the rewards of obedience in these long years. And if you are thinking of starting something, I need you to be sober to that. If you are in the process where you have started something and you have grown weary, I understand what that feels like. I understand when you want to question, when you don't see the results, when you don't see the applause or the praise, and you get weary. I understand what that looks like and what that feels like. And I just want to also stimulate encouragement word into your spirit to let you know to keep going, because there are times when you want to quit. There are times when you won't see what the next step is. There are times when you will lose people that you have cared about, that you have ushered into the vision, people that were committed to the vision. God gave the vision to you. He did not give it to other people, and he gave it to you because he wanted to trust you with it. And a lot of times, we want to, go and make the vision plain to people, but we don't realize that everybody is not going to catch it the way that he gave it to you. And so you need to love those people. Everybody can't go where you go to. Yeah. And so you will have people dropping off and falling off as you continue to go year 1, year 2, year 5, year 6, and people will drop off. And the thing is, you have to protect your heart. Forgive those people. They went as far as they could go. If they were seasonal, they went as far as the season allowed. But you still have to not let the bait of Satan, which is unforgiveness and strife, take in. There are a lot of listening voices and chatterings and things like that take place when you are being used by God. The accolades and the applause have a reason for not being heard in the early years, because God needs to let you know that it's not your doing, it's him. I remember there were times when we would be going from country to country, and we would get on the plane and get off the plane and go to the next space, and then be told that we had to have a visa, and we had just a short amount of time to go and find the consulate to be able to get a visa. And God had people strategically placed in our lives to do that, to help us. So
and I want to interject.
He's waking up now.
Interject.
He's waking up now.
I'm serious now. It's okay. I was impressed, but then I realized you're my wife. So it was not like, I said, what you doing? I don't have to talk too much. I'll see you later. So now, I'll calm myself down so now I can talk. So what she's talking about is, we were in Paris, and we were about to get on a plane to go to Cameroon. But for so long at that point, we said, we're going to cancel Cameroon because we don't have a visa. So, but I said, let's still go to the embassy and just let you know, because every time I talk about global exposure, people don't think we live that. So we're going there. We're going to the Cameroonese embassy. Nobody is waiting for us there. By the time we get there, we see a woman that we don't know recognize me and my one of my students with me say, "Oh my God, Coach Darcy Danita," and that individual, "Oh my God, what you doing here?" So like, we tried to go to Cameroon, but we we don't have a visa. She said, "Don't worry about it." She took her passport and disappeared for like 45 minutes and came back with her visa. So what's the kind of stuff like
just miraculous.
you cannot understand. That's when like God is with you. And now we got the visa to go to Cameroon. And I believe our flight was like the next day or 2 days after that. So what's the kind of stuff? So we're in France. We don't live in France. So you have to, when you ask for a visa to go to another country, in a country where you're not resident, you cannot just get it like that. But the favor of God was there.
And one thing that I failed to say at the very beginning is this pioneering spirit. You see on social media today, people pop up and spring up and they go from 1 to 1 million likes. And you just like, oh, it was just, an instant overnight wonder. But what we don't see, what you don't see or even hear from what I've just said is the painting of the scenes. And that is, prior to there being an activation tour, that pioneering spirit was alive in us, because what I did not say is, year one of our marriage, and even before we were married, we were serving. We were serving in our church. We were serving in our community. We were serving at the universities that we attended. I had a poetry reading on campus of the University of North Carolina at Greensboro for people that were introverts like myself who had lost their parents, that were contemplating suicide, that did not know how they were going to make it and didn't want to go out to a club on Friday nights. They came to my dorm room lounge area, and we had a poetry reading. And it was there that Darcy and I, began to grow closer because he became my DJ and brought a slew of people to that group. And we began having people from all over different colleges and universities over the years attend. And whereas you would get on the mic afraid and angry and cussing and all of that, expression is expression. We have to realize that and create room for expression. So
let people
needed to breathe. So they would get on the mic and say whatever they need to say. But I promise you, by the second, third, fifth, sixth time, they would get on the mic and you could be able to hear their words and the pain in their words being converted to healing in many forms. And so that's when I began to really bond with Darcy, because he also shared that monetization. We both believed in building systems. His system was more so in terms of monetization and automation, AI, and the things that he teaches you all still today. Mine were so much from the standpoint of no matter what systems, automations, all those things that you create, if you don't have wholeness in your life, if there are some areas in your life that you are not dealing with due to trauma, it's going to catch up with you. The soul and the body keep score, and we have to realize that we have to go through things in life. And many of us want to suppress and be oppressed, and we don't want to deal with what is happening to us. And that trauma adds up, and it will impact you in many ways. You can be a success, all you want, but if you're not dealing with that. So when we begin to have these activation tours, from, I would say 2018 on to present, we began integrating
2016.
No, after Ogo was born, 2017 and on, that's when we began integrating the grief element into the activation tour, where Darcy would still teach on monetization, automation, and all those things, but he would allow me to come in and speak to you all on just a brief session on fostering connections and dealing with what is ailing us mentally. And we had a lot of breakthroughs. You never saw it recorded because those are very intimate issues of the heart. And so we did not include it as a part of the activation tour, but those that were in the room, those that remember it, their lives were changed forever. And it is those people to this day that are making impacts in the world. Many of them come back and say thank you. Many of them are doing amazing things and changing the lives of the people that they serve. But regardless of that, I just know that the pioneering leadership spirit is something that must be ingrained and remembered in anything that you do, because you will get weary, you will get fatigued, you will have a sense of overwhelm about what's next. And even when it looks like you don't know, I promise you that God knows. He's going to honor your reward. You will be blessed. We are living examples of that. It has not always been easy. It has definitely been a challenge at times.
Yes.
And the obedience did not come cheap. There was a very hefty price that we had to pay. Isolation, separation, misinformation.
Emotionally, spiritually,
We've just had to pay a
financially,
lot, in many ways,
even
but
finances.
God has been faithful.
Yes.
And that's what I want to say. I just wanted to just say that, sometimes people get excited when God gives, oh, I heard Luke 14 in my spirit. Okay, that's great. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me. He's
I
called me
want
to
to go to the
preach.
nations.
That's great. You want to go to the nations. But when he does do that, can you go to Barnes and Nobles for a Bible study? Like, can you be faithful over the shopping cart? So it was those types of things that, when we did those poetry readings at UNC Greensboro, we then came to, from Pittsburgh to Atlanta. Darcy moved here. We got married. We began serving in our church. Darcy's serving the pastors that come in, bringing them to Creflo Dollar Ministerial Association and our Ministers and Leaders Conference. While those wives came with their husband, I took our very older car and I was transporting the wives around to Neiman Marcus and, wherever they wanted to go so that they could shop and, all of those things. And, many times they did not speak my language and, I didn't speak their language, but we found a way to communicate. And all of those things, we would have preachers, very apostles, well-known apostles at our table eating chicken and rice, and it was just those types of things. We knew that, God has a purpose for this. He's going to bless us if we remain faithful. And as I said, years later, we're still in the mindset. We're not looking for the applause. We know why we're doing what we're doing. If no one ever says thank you, we know why. And we have that heart of leadership, and that leadership, the heart of servanthood, and it's going to continuously be embedded in our spirits. And we're going to continue to do the will of God. So be encouraged. Yeah.
Be encouraged. And the reason why we're doing this is today is a very important day. We have less than 120 days in 2025. In sports, I love basketball, is the fourth quarter. And the fourth quarter, sometimes that's where people are discouraged. But the big companies, the big corporations of the world, that's when they really accelerate their strategy. That's really when they take advantage of those last 4 months and they're breaking records when it comes to their inventory or their impact. Or next week, a new iPhone is going to come out. I believe that ChatGPT got a new version coming out before the end of the year. So a lot of companies, they use those 4 months to accelerate. And people are not leaders. They use those 4 months to complain and to be sad and think about, oh my God, Thanksgiving is coming for people who live here in the United States. Oh, then for worldwide, or Christmas, and what I'm going to do. So you start to be concerned about what's going to happen in 60 to 90 days when you can prepare yourself right now and utilize a strategy which can bring you to a whole nother level. And this is why, the reason why we're doing this is that I'm going to take something I've never done before. I'm going to use one of the best courses from Danita about when she talk about transition. I believe what for me was one of your best course ever. Transition, because she break down the different season in life. And for people who don't speak English, we put that in French as well, and you'll be able to access it, in in the link below somewhere in this video, so you can have what we're doing now with AI, was very important, how to utilize it for your business, stuff like that, but also you need to understand season. What season are you in right now? Depending on your age. Maybe you just got married. Maybe you seasoned like us, 20 plus years. Maybe you're 10 years married, 5 years. Maybe you're single and you're about to get married, or you just got married. or maybe you've been divorced, or you're a widow, like your husband passed away, or if you husband, maybe your wife passed away. So regardless of where is your situation right now, God is not finished with you. But the reason why we do this video is like we don't want you to be influenced by just what you see on social media and think that you can go from 0 to 1,000 just like that. But also, if you go to 0 to 10, doesn't mean that God haven't listened to you. It means that God is still with you. So we did a video together today to encourage somebody right now who feels stuck. So, you know what, I don't know what to do. This is the end of the year. I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it, or I don't know what's going on. And maybe I need to start a podcast. Maybe I need to start to write a book. We help somebody, I believe, in California. We needed, services because it's in our, business, social media, and now reformationleadership.com. It's about to reform the way we do leadership. So the tools are different. The people that we talk to, they're smarter now because they have access to more information. So we cannot lead the way we used to lead in the 80s, 90s, or even in the early 2000s. So now there's new tools, but the principles are the same. So it's just a way to how you can adapt yourself to a language of today. And that's what we're doing. So we want to make sure that we put a package together who embody the technology, but also the leadership principle to where you are and how you can put it together to go to the next level. You have something to add?
No, I think you said it all.
Okay, that's it, guys. So thank you so much. I'm so happy that Danita was able to come with me. It's been a long time. I hope that it's not going to be another 2 years, if we do a video.
Let me just say this. We are not orphans. We've been adopted by Father God. He has an amazing unconditional love for us. He has great plans for us. We have been adopted into the family of Jesus, and God has amazing plans for us. And one of the greatest thefts is having gone through this life not knowing and embracing the totality of the love that Father God has for us. His desire is that we be free in every area of our life, whole in every area of our life, nothing missing and nothing broken. And the thief comes to kill, steal, and destroy. Maybe he has not killed you, but maybe he's trying to kill the things that are birthed inside of you. You are not strong enough to carry a vision on your own. You need people around you. Mm-hmm. You need God. You need him to sustain you when it gets tough so that you won't quit and become a quitter. There is more inside of you that God wants to stir up. So if you have found yourself wanting to quit, or if you have actually quit, I'm encouraging you to get up again, look again, and start over again. God always has plans. He's in the business of getting us started again. For all of those that were a part of the activation tour from 2016 and on, I want to thank you for taking the time to trust the vision that God put inside of us. I want to thank you for walking with us. I remember when I was in the hospital miscarrying our baby, and Darcy was about to get on the plane, and he was like, "No, I can't go. I can't go." This was the first one. He's like, "I can't go. I can't go." I said, "No, no. You're going to go. You're going to go. You're going to go. And I will be fine." And I remember him going, and that weight, I was just praying him through as I'm in the hospital praying for myself. But that's what God does. He sustains us and he strengthens us to do the work that's ahead of us. And I said that because there were many of you that prayed for me after Darcy announced what was happening to that small group of you. And I want to thank you for praying us through. All of those, even last year, prayed us through. Thank you so much for just investing. I know that those that have seen goodness in our students, because their lives have they've gone on to change the lives for other people. Thank you for entrusting them, because we are an extension of that as well. But I just want you to continue doing what God told you to do. Know that you've been adopted and know that Father God loves you unconditionally.
Okay, thank you so much, guys. All the links are below if you want to contact with us and and everything else, and get that bundle. It's going to be available for a few days, so do what you have to do. Just speak English or French. It's going to be available in both languages. Thank you so much. God bless you. Bye-bye.
Darcy Ogandaga, pioneering global media strategist and AI innovator. About Darcy Ogandaga. Darcy Ogandaga is a world-renowned global media strategist, international speaker, and consultant with a distinguished career spanning back to 2002. Over the years, he has collaborated with influential figures such as Bill Winston, Miles Monroe, Dikembe Mutombo, Bishop Jakes, and Dr. Creflo Dollar, playing a pivotal role in expanding their reach beyond the United States. Professional journey. With an illustrious career, Darcy Ogandaga has undertaken 7 global tours across 4 continents in 7 consecutive years. His expertise has been instrumental in coaching the top 10% of French African coaches and experts in the French diaspora. Through his guidance, these professionals have not only expanded their influence, but have also generated millions of euros and reached millions of people, thanks to innovative marketing strategies and leveraging new media. Innovation in AI tools. Darcy Ogandaga stands as a pioneer in the integration of artificial intelligence tools for global expansion. Recognizing the evolving landscape of technology, he has embraced AI. I empower experts, coaches, speakers, and pastors. His forward-thinking approach positions him at the forefront of the industry, reshaping the way professionals engage with global audiences. Accomplishments? Worked with esteemed figures like Bill Winston, Miles Monroe, Dikembe Mutombo, Bishop Jakes, and Dr. Creflo Dollar. Conducted 7 global tours on 4 continents over 7 consecutive years. Coached the top 10% of French African coaches and experts in the French diaspora. Generated millions of euros and reached millions of people through marketing and innovation strategies. A pioneer in utilizing AI tools for global expansion.